Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to a Software Engineer Plays, where software engineer, that's me, plays through games designed to teach you elements of logic, reasoning, programming. We've been working our way through Human Resource Machine. Last time we were looking at alphabetizing, sending out the string with that came first in the alphabet. So now let's jump into the digit exploder. Year 38. Our users have been rating some of our hardware products with 1 star. With user reviews citing draws too much power and overheats, numbers are too complicated for test subjects, occasionally removes alarming volume of skin for human users. Okay, so management has come up with a solution to make a number smaller and easier to understand. Okay. Grab each number from the inbox and send its digits to the outbox. For example, 1, 2, 3 becomes 1, 2, and 3. Oh boy, okay. So obviously, I think what we're going to have to do here is subtract 100s until we get a negative number, and then subtract 10s until we get a negative number, and then subtract 1s until we get a negative number. So we'll call this hundreds. This one tens. This one ones. Okay. So we want to start off by initializing these all to be 0, so we'll copy from 0 and put that into the 1s and the 10s and the 100s. Okay. So now I'm thinking it may be useful to have a number referencing spot 11 to use for looping purposes. And the reason for that is that the 100 is in spot number 11 here. So I'm going to call this subtract, because that's going to tell us where we want to subtract from. So I want to copy from 10, copy to subtract, and then bump up subtract. So that's going to tell us which place we're working on currently. Okay, so that's all of our initialization done. And then we want to inbox and copy to 0. So now, we want to let's see, we want to subtract what is indirectly stored there. So I think we want to do it the other way around, actually. I think we want to copy from what is indirectly stored in subtract, and then subtract what is stored in 0. And if that's negative, then we bump up what indirect subtract. Okay? Otherwise, we oh boy, okay, so this isn't quite gonna work, I don't think. So let's do it the other way around, and we'll figure it out how that goes. So we'll copy to 0. We will then subtract the number, and that will not be negative. If it is negative, that's when we run into problems. But until it is negative, we want to bump up we're gonna need to keep a record of what place we're working on as well. Okay. The place will need to be 8. And this may be more complicated than we need, but you know what? It's the way I'm thinking of solving it right now, and that's okay. So we're gonna copy from 10. We're gonna copy that to place, and then we're gonna bump it down twice to get 8. Okay, so we'll have 11 there, we'll have 8 there, so that's 8, 7, 6. And then we want to bump up indirectly what's stored in place. Let's just step into this a little bit so that we can see how it's all working. Okay, so we're going to copy that to 0. We're going to subtract what's stored in 11. It's not negative, so we bump up what's stored in 8. And then, because it's not negative, we need to copy that back to 0, and then we can jump up to there. Okay. Get through all the initialization, put that there, 267. It is not negative, so we bump up the place. And then we continue going, and okay, we got a problem. Oops. Okay. Now, because that's negative, we want to add back what was stored in place. We want to copy from 0 and add to it that. We want to bump down place and also bump down subtract, and then jump back up to here. So let's see how this works with 30. I'm not sure how it works. We're going to go through our initialization. It's going to be a mess. Okay, so we're going to put that in 0. Now, we pick up and we subtract that, and we get a negative number. So we're then going to add our number back to it. Ooh, we need to store it. Okay. Okay. Bump our place down, bump our subtract down, and now we're gonna be subtracting 10 there. Okay. Good, and we're gonna bump up our 10 place. So this is working as I wanted it to. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the optimal solution, but I also have realized a small problem here. It might not be a problem. Okay. place, bump down the subtract, jump up to here. Now we're going to be subtracting 0 here, which is no good. So what I want to do actually is when we get to a 0 here, we will know that we've reached the end and we can outbox. Copy from the hundreds. If it's 0, we don't want to outbox it. Then we want to copy from the tens. If it's 0, we don't want to outbox it. And then we can copy from 0 and outbox it. So, let's see how this works. We end up getting 6 there and 9 there. And because that's 0, now we know that we are going to jump to the outbox. Okay, that's not working as I expected. Why is that not working as I expected? So, just bumping down subtract down here, that's not going to be a 0. We need to copy from the indirect of subtract, and that will then let us know if it's 0. Okay. And not enough stuff in the outbox. 9 items. Oh, haha, because I need to do the rest. Well, it worked for one number, so that's pretty cool. And I don't know if this is the most optimal way to solve it, but it is pretty cool to be able to use all of the pointers to do this, so I'm happy with this solution, whether or not it's the optimal solution. Oh, it fails. Oh, what does it fail on? I'm guessing it's going to fail on the 6. That's negative. Add back the 100, put the 6 back, bump down the place, bump down the subtract. That's going to be negative. Oh, no, it's going to fail on 304, I think, because of the 0. Okay, yeah. It's going to fail on the 304, and the reason for that is my code didn't expect for a number to have a 0 in the middle of it, so it's not going to output if 10s are 0. But we need to have just a little bit of smarts in the output here. So if the hundreds are 0, then we skip. Otherwise, we want to copy from the 10s in here, and then we also want to outbox and then copy from 0 and send to the outbox. Okay, so if the 10s We also want to then, after it's outboxed, copy from 0 and outbox that. Otherwise we just, okay, so this will output a 3-digit number, this will output a 2-digit number, that'll output a 1-digit number, and that'll account for when there's a 0 in the middle of the number, and everything should be good. Is this optimal? Oh dear. Okay, what happened there? Back it on up. Okay, so our number was... what was our number? 119? Yes, okay. So what happened here? We got our 1. We got our 1 there. And then... okay, so hundreds is not 0. So we outbox it, then we outbox that, and then we outbox that. Ah! So I'm missing all important jump statements to jump up to the top here. Also, it's probably fair to say that instead of duplicating all of these steps here, we can just have these jump up like here, because that was what, jumping down to there? So if the 10s are 0, we could have them jump up here and just output like that. Otherwise, we want to pick up the that guy can go right down there. Okay. So if it's 0, if the hundreds is 0, then we're going to come down here, check the 10s. If the 10s is 0, then we're just going to outbox what's in the 0 slot. If the 10's not 0, then we'll still have it copied, we'll outbox it, and then we will outbox what's in 0. If it's 100 and it's not 0, we'll outbox it, we'll copy from 10. If the 10, it doesn't matter if the 10s are 0, we'll outbox. Okay, so this should work now. I'm relatively confident, probably foolishly so, but you know, that's okay. Let's see, how are we doing? Doing good. 842, next number. 125, next number. 2. Ship it. Next number, 6. And 3. Ship it. Alright. So, a little bit over on size. How about speed? Oh! Oh, brutal. Okay, well, I think my solution is elegant. Unfortunately, there isn't an elegance challenge, so I'm gonna have to come back here and tweak it and make it a little bit faster. But, you know, that's okay. I like my solution. I think it's pretty elegant using the indirect commands like they have available to us there. So I am going to say thank you very much for watching here, and come back in the next video and optimize this, make it a little bit better, a little bit faster. So yes, thank you. If you enjoyed the content, please consider liking and subscribing and sharing with a friend. This has been a Software Engineer Plays. Have a wonderful day, and go solve some problems out there. Alright, thank you, bye.